Before you spend your hard-earned money on your next tech purchase, stop. I spent hours deep diving into the spec sheets, the manuals, and the main flaws reported by real buyers to deconstruct the ultimate blueprint for a truly honest technical analysis, so you don't have to. We are looking at the exact architecture behind high-converting, highly trustworthy product reviews. No physical unboxing fluff here, just raw data curation and real-world facts.
Welcome to Tech Verdict Central, the channel that chews through the specs and does the heavy lifting of research so you can buy better and without regrets. And to make your life easier, if you already want to secure the lowest price from a reliable seller for any of the gear we discuss, the official and safe link is right down in the description. Okay, let's dive into this explainer. Our core philosophy is simple. American viewers trust transparency and a straight-to-the-point attitude. Consumers are smart. To build trust, you have to ditch the marketing hype and focus entirely on clear, factual data. So, here is our roadmap for today. We'll quickly cover the tech review blueprint, then formatting and tone guardrails, the four-part script structure, strict content guardrails, and finally, the Fosi Audio case study.
Let's get right into Section 1, the Tech Review Blueprint. The entire foundation of this analytical approach relies on extreme brevity and absolute objectivity. The target, approximately 400 words. If you translate that into spoken audio for an explainer, you're looking at roughly 2.5 to 3 minutes of continuous talking. It's incredibly fast. And that limitation is entirely by design. It forces you to cut out the long-winded intros and get straight to the technical data. In a bit, I'll show you a detail in the formatting rules that a lot of creators completely ignore, which makes all the difference.
Moving right along to Section 2, Formatting and Tone Guardrails.
The source material establishes a really sharp contrast for the tone. The requested style has to be natural, conversational, professional, and authentic. You want to sound like a knowledgeable expert giving the real verdict. The forbidden elements, exaggerated marketing hype, bullet points, subheadings, and emojis. You literally have to use your words and your research authority to carry the weight, rather than relying on gimmicks. It has to feel like a real pros and cons analysis.
And here is that crucial formatting detail I mentioned earlier. You must write the entire review as a single, continuous narrative text block, no breaks for skimming. This rule guarantees that the text flows naturally, like a spoken script, forcing incredibly smooth, logical transitions between technical specs and everyday usage.
Section 3, the four-part script structure. This is the exact anatomy that drives a buyer's decision. Step 1 is the product overview, what the product is and its core specs. Step 2 covers the real-world value and everyday utility. But Step 3 is where you truly earn their trust, the catch. Giving an honest critique and highlighting realistic limitations proves you aren't just a salesperson. Then, Step 4 is the final verdict, outlining exactly who the product is actually worth it for. Now, there's a specific point coming up about handling missing data that could completely change your approach to reviews.
Which brings us to Section 4, Strict Content Guardrails.
This rule right here is non-negotiable. Do not ever fabricate technical specifications. If a specific piece of data is missing from the factory manual, you don't guess, and you definitely don't make it up. Instead, you base your analysis on standard user expectations for that category. This ensures everything remains anchored in reality and fiercely protects your credibility as a researcher.
You also have to naturally integrate required high-intent SEO phrases directly into that continuous script. Phrases like, is it worth it, real-world performance, pros and cons, and unbiased verdict. These act like magnets for focused buyers who have already done their basic browsing and are now hunting for that final, data-backed verdict before they open their wallets.
Finally, Section 5, the Fosi Audio case study. Let's look at exactly the type of product this framework is designed for. The Fosi Audio BT20A. It is a Bluetooth stereo amplifier and a 2-channel home audio component built specifically for passive speakers. Buyers looking at this don't want to hear that it's the best thing ever. They need cold hard facts about its connections, its capacity, and its real day-to-day functions.
And this brilliantly illustrates how we curate the data. The specs show a mini Class D amp pushing 200 watts of power across multiple environments: indoor, outdoor, garage, ceiling, bookshelf. What I like most when analyzing this framework is how it handles these numbers. Instead of just reading the specs, a proper analysis uses the catch step to evaluate if that 200-watt promise realistically holds up in a large outdoor environment compared to a small, enclosed bookshelf setup. That is what defines the buyer profile.
So how can you apply this objective framework yourself? By prioritizing facts over flash. Is this analytical blueprint worth it?
Yes, absolutely. If you are serious about building long-term audience trust. It's definitely not for anyone looking to make a quick buck with exaggerated hype. The main pro here is undeniable research authority, while the main con is simply that it requires genuine hard work to analyze the data. If the specs of this framework make sense for your needs, or if you're looking for honest tech gear, remember that the safe, discounted link straight from Amazon is waiting for you down below in the description and the pinned comment. Happy shopping, and see you in the next explainer.